You are listening to the Outlaw Podcast with me, your host, Andrea Hall. I am a certified equine gestalt coach, speaker, 3-time author, and lawyer. I help women lawyers who are miserable in their career, struggling with mental and emotional health issues, wanting to have fun in their lives, and struggling to be selfish. After fulfilling my dream of being a criminal defense attorney and opening my own law practice right out of law school, I thought I had it all. While at the height of my career, my 18-month-old puppy died, and I thought, what am I killing myself for? Sometime later, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and my world turned upside down. It was in that moment I realized something had to change. This podcast is about sharing my journey with you about what is possible in your life outside the legal profession, stopping the adulting and being able to play as a child, inspiring you to dream again. Let the journey begin. Welcome back to another episode of Outlaw. I'm your host, Andrea Hall. How can I be so good at something, yet have no desire or passion for it? This has been a conversation that I've had with myself for the last several years, and more recently I had this conversation with my husband when I was talking to him about our life and where I see our future. And he asked me that question. He said, how is it that you can be so good at something and yet have no desire or passion to do it any longer? And again, this is not a new question for me. This is something that I grappled with for years. When I first started thinking about leaving my law practice, that was a question that I encountered a lot from people, my colleagues, my family, my friends, was, you're so good at what you do. How is it that you can even be thinking about leaving that career? And for me, it wasn't that I didn't know that I was good at what I did, or that I questioned whether or not I was good at my career choice. That wasn't it, because I knew I was good at what I did, and I knew that I was always fully capable of fighting for my client and the underdog and the uphill battle of the criminal justice system. Yet it got to this place for me that the kill was no longer fun. And when I started realizing that for me the kill was no longer fun, it didn't give me the drive and the passion and the desire to get up every day to continue to do something that I was very good at and am still very good at. Yet again, there was this separation between what I was good at and whether or not it made my heart sing. How many of you can relate to that feeling or that nagging question that you may be good at something, yet it doesn't necessarily make your heart sing? It doesn't make you get up in the morning and want to do it for free. Or maybe it's the exact opposite. Maybe you're good at something and you want to do it all the time, and yet you don't know how to make it work. You don't know how to make money at that thing that you're good at because it's not part of the mainstream, or it's something that's out of the ordinary, or you just haven't quite figured out how it is that you can combine your passion and make money at it. So it's almost this like double-edged sword, right? Like you can be really good at something and it could be bringing in money, yet you've lost your passion or desire for it. Or it could be the exact opposite. You could be really good at something and have that passion and desire for it, yet it's off the beaten path. It's not conventional, and you're not sure how you're going to make money at it. And I think both of those can be terrible depending on which side of the fence you're on, right? Like if one is something that you really enjoy, yet you're not sure how to make money at it, or one, you're really good at it, and yes, you can make lots of money at it, yet you don't have the desire and passion to do it anymore. So just because I'm good at something doesn't mean that I want to do it forever or that it brings me joy currently. And there was a time in my career that I loved what I did, and yet there became a time where that wasn't enough for me. And what I have learned is that life is really short. And if it doesn't make me happy and it doesn't make my heart sing, why would I continue to do it? No matter how good at it I am, no matter how much money it could, it would, or should make, if it's not bringing me joy in the instant moment, why would I continue to do it? And I met with a dear friend of mine this last Friday. I hadn't seen her since I got married. She's somebody that lived here in Colorado with me and was one of my dear friends that I met after I moved to this lovely state, her and her husband. And they both are very dear friends of mine. And I remember I got the phone call earlier in January. In fact, I did a podcast about that phone call. And Debbie was in town this weekend. Her grandson was playing hockey, and we got to spend some time together this weekend. And we reminisced about the good old days, and she and I talked about what it is that brings you joy and how quickly that can be taken away from you. And she shared with me how Rick had, kissed her, said, "I love you," and was gone in an instant. And it just reminded me how precious life really is, and that it can be taken away in an instant. And so many times we think, and when I say we, I mean me, think that we're going to be here forever and that we have plenty of time. And that really is just an illusion, because that can all be taken away in a split second. As a matter of fact, it was taken away from him in a split second. He was retired, he was getting ready to collect Social Security, and now all of that is gone. And thankfully, he was a person that lived in the moment. And I can say that he probably left this earth with no regrets. And at this moment, I don't know if I could say that. If I closed my eyes tonight and didn't wake up tomorrow morning, I don't know that I could say that I lived every moment to the fullest. And when I think about what I'm good at and what brings me joy, they're not simultaneous. They're not in the same sentence. And I remember when I used to be able to do that. And for me, the key is not just what you're good at, because like I said, I know what I'm good at. Like, I know my own name. I know that I am a great lawyer, and that is not my issue. In fact, that makes leaving the legal practice all that much more difficult, because I know that I'm a phenomenal lawyer. That's not the question. And yet there's this underlying thought process that says to me, if I died tomorrow, would it matter? If I died tomorrow, would it matter that I was a great lawyer? And maybe to that one person, it would matter. But if I look at the bigger picture, I honestly don't know if that would matter. Like I said, it might matter to one, it might matter to a current client that I have, yet ultimately, at the end of the day, in the big picture, would it matter? And what I've come to realize is that what matters most to me is having both something I'm good at, as well as joy, passion, and what makes my heart sing. Because in a second, that can all be taken away. And if I'm not happy doing what I'm doing, even though I may be extremely good at it, it's still a take from me. And at the end of the day, I'm the one that matters most. So my question to you is, what matters to you? What truly matters to you, and what brings you passion and joy? And can you combine those two things into the same sentence? So what truly matters to you and brings you joy or passion? And so I encourage you to think about that and share with me in the comments below what it is that brings you joy and passion and makes your heart sing, and something that you are truly great at. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Outlaw. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Outlaw. There is life after litigation. If anything I said in this episode resonates with you, call for a free exploratory session to see how I can help you. My horses will give you instantaneous feedback, unlike traditional talk therapy. You will shift your awareness into real time with the help of a horse. The horses are like lie detectors, flushing out limiting beliefs with a swish of their tail, a shift of their 1,200-pound body, or a simple unwillingness to move. Horses have a way of seeing into the window of our souls. Horses have been connected to humanity since the dawn of time. Their hearts can heal and mend our broken hearts. Simply standing in their presence can change our lives forever, putting the puzzle pieces back together and returning us to wholeness. Horses are restoring the parts of us that have been missing. You can call us at 970-682-4405 to set up your appointment today. Want to be inspired daily? See about our latest events or purchase a copy of my books? Go to our website at www.witherswhisper.com. That's www.witherswhisper.com. Or you can follow us on any social media venue at Withers Whisper. Until the next episode,
listen to the whispers.